the moment that she handed me Anthony Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential and said, "I think you need to read this book." I started, and I didn't stop until I'd gotten through the entire book. Okay, maybe I stopped to eat a little bit, or to discuss with her, or to do some other things. But as my memory recalls, I read that book in record time, and it blew my mind. Because while my first job was delivering newspapers when I was in the 4th grade, the first job that I remember having independently and going to every day, the regular kind of go to work and come home job, was a dishwashing job at the North Shore Tavern. And I remember those cooks covered with tattoos, cussing, smoking outside, doing drugs, getting incredibly drunk even while they were working in the kitchen. And I stayed to that life for quite a while. I worked in kitchens as a barbecue chef, a sous chef, a dishwasher, a waiter, a bartender, a busboy, a room service attendant in some hotels. I cooked in barbecue joints and fancy little bistros. I worked in all of these restaurants, and the people that Anthony Bourdain was talking about in Kitchen Confidential, I knew. More importantly, I knew the food. And when I read that book, it exploded my mind in the way that few books are able to do today, when it seems like everyone already knows or has exposure to everything. But this was a time before there was such a thing as a celebrity chef. Maybe the celebrity chef was Julia Childs, or that child molester guy who was on the TV in Seattle for a while. But celebrity chefs didn't exist. Anthony Bourdain was my introduction to that. Now, shortly after that, the girl and I, we became big foodies. She was already a big foodie, let's be honest. I became a big foodie with her. We started eating exotic cheeses, going to exotic places to eat. We watched Top Chef religiously with Padma Lakshmi, Padma Lakshmi. Never mind that. But we went to Hawaii Island, and we went to a celebrity chef experience where we got to eat food prepared by all of the top chefs that had been on that season's show, which was pretty cool. We got to meet all the top chefs, we got to meet all the celebrities, and we got to eat their food. So, I love food. Sometimes, I admit, I love food a little too much. Just like I love drink sometimes, a little too much. They say all things in moderation, including a little excess. Sometimes I take the excess a little too far. But the moderation? Oh, the moderation. Food is such a joy, and I have been so fortunate these past 16 months to be able to eat all of these exotic cuisines, all of these amazing flavors, all of these amazing foods, and not only that, but here in my humble abode in Otaru, Satoshi Manor, I've been able to grow food and to cook food and to prepare these foods and to learn how to make these foods. And most importantly, I've been able to share food with some amazing friends. I've had friends take me to dinner. I've taken friends to dinner, and I've traveled to places and met new friends over food. What a joy food can be in this life. Now, if I had to pick a favorite, it's almost impossible. Japanese people love to ask me, "What's your favorite Japanese food?" And my answer usually goes something like this: mochi. I love mochi. But then I say, "But I love rice." And then they go, "Oh, you love mochi and rice?" And I go, "Yeah, but tempura is so good." And they go, "Oh, tempura." And I go, "Yeah, but sushi is so wonderful." And they go, "Oh, yeah, well, you love sushi." Oh, and I go, "But ramen." And the list goes on and on. And the same thing happened when I went to Vietnam. Are you supposed to pick a banh mi over anything else? Because I can't do that. I can't pick that over a bao. And when I went to Shanghai, China, now in China, you're eating things that you don't normally eat in other places if you're eating the right way. So whether I was eating stewed bullfrog or cow guts or sheep brains or something else that wouldn't normally be on the Western palate, it was all delicious. And it was all shared with such good company. So in Shanghai, in Hanoi, in Halong Bay, in Taiwan, I was so blessed to have experts showing me the food that I should eat and sharing the food that they loved the best. But the best part is really the people, and sharing a meal with someone is such a joy. It's one thing that I truly love about Japan. In Japan, When you get the food, before you've started eating, you say, "Itadakimasu." Thank you for the food. And you're not thanking so much the person that's in front of you, although you are thanking them, as you're thanking the farmer that grew the food, the plants that grew the food, the energy that caused the food to be able to grow, the animals the food came from. You're thanking the universe in general and every part of it that brought you to have this meal. So, itadakimasu. And at the end of the meal, you also say, "Gochusou sama deshita." Yeah, and this is also saying, thank you for the meal that I just ate. And again, you're saying it to the people who prepared the meal and gave you the meal, or that you bought the meal from, but you're also saying it to the universe and to the world in general. But there's something else that happens in between that I absolutely love. And that's that once you sit down and you take a bite of the food, it is commonplace. And if you watch for it, you'll see it. The Japanese women love to cover their mouth cutely and say, "Oishii!" And the men do something similar as well. It is so common to say, "Oh, this is so delicious. This is nice," to pay appreciation to the food. I love food. Itadakimasu. Gochusou sama deshita. Oishii. And it's not just these places. I mean, there's other places. The food in Turkey and Morocco. Everywhere I've been is unique and different, but these pictures are the food that I've had these past 16 months. Oishii desu.